Welcome class to Kitchen 101, where we teach you how to think like a chef. How to cook, not what to cook. Giving you the knowledge and comfort you need to make and modify recipes to fit your chosen way of eating and lifestyle. Today we'll be learning the best way to make crispy bacon. So grab yourself a pen, paper, and a hunkering frog, because I'm Professor Kitchen and class is in session. Bacon, a food so universally loved that there are tons of memes out there like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Chances are, if you've tried bacon, then you like bacon. Different people like their bacon cooked different ways. Some folks like theirs with lots of juicy fat. Others, such as my wife, prefer to be treated like a goddess and be given burnt offerings. Some folks, most folks, like bacon that is crispy without having any burn marks. If you like juicy or burned bacon, both of these are easy to do. What's not so easy to do is making crisp bacon without burning it. It takes some understanding of how both fat and protein cook and thinking a little outside the bacon box in order to get it right. Let's get to it. The thing that makes bacon so hard to get right is that we are trying to get an almost equal amount of fat and meat to cook at the same rate and to the same consistency. You see, meat and fat have different thermal conductivities. This means that the heat moves in and through them at different rates. Because not all of the strip is cooking at the same speed as the rest of the strip, parts of the bacon will start to shrink as water and fat is cooked off while the rest of the bacon isn't yet hot enough to shrink. The result is that some of the bacon buckles and comes off the hot cooking surface. This compounds the uneven cooking process by having some of the bacon in direct contact with the heat and some pretty far away from it. So, how do we fix these issues? The first thing we're going to do is get rid of the idea of frying in a stovetop. Stoves are great for direct heat on one side. We need much more even heating. The oven is the best place to cook anything evenly. But we can't just slap the bacon on a sheet pan and put it in the oven. Why? Because the sheet pan will have a thermal effect on one side of the bacon, but not on the other. Think back to baking cookies. The cookies are crunchier on the bottom than on the top. That is exactly the sort of thing we're trying to avoid. We still want the sheet pan to catch the bacon grease it cooks off, but we don't want the bacon to be touching it. So let's put the bacon on a wire rack and put the rack in the sheet pan. This will let both sides of the bacon cook evenly while still keeping the bacon grease from getting all over the bottom of the oven. We can't just shove cold bacon into a hot oven though, even if it is on an elevated rack. The fat and meat will still absorb the heat at different rates. Remember, whatever you're cooking can only get as hot as whatever you're cooking it in. If your oven is at 200 degrees, then that is a maximum temperature that anything in the oven can get to. So we are going to limit how fast the bacon can get done by starting it in a cold oven and not setting the temperature too high. By starting cold, we are giving the fat and the meat time to cook evenly. Now that you've got the theory, let's do a lab. First step, get out a sheet pan and a wire rack that will fit in. Second, spray down the rack with non-stick spray. Despite all the fat in the bacon will still stick to the rack without a little help. 3. Spread the bacon evenly over the rack. Try to keep it as flat and straight as possible. Bends and folds can cause uneven cooking. 4th, if you want any other seasoning on your bacon, now is the time to add it. I love some fresh ground black pepper on mine. Good stuff. Place the bacon in a cold oven in the middle rack. The middle rack is important as most ovens have hot and cold spots. The middle tends to be the most even heating area. Now turn your oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or about 177 degrees Celsius. Set your timer to 15 minutes and tell it to go. When the timer goes off, check your bacon. Most likely it won't be done at this point. Give it a spin in the oven.
I even love when spinning right here on my nose
to help it cook evenly. Now set your timer for 5 to 10 more minutes and hit go. When the beepy thing sounds, check your bacon. If it's done to your liking, pull it out. If not, throw it back in for another few minutes. It's at this point that you're going to need to use your judgment. Bacon goes from crisp to charred very quickly. Don't set your timer for too long and don't walk off. After playing with this method a few times, you're going to start to get the feel of how your oven cooks bacon like this. You can adjust the time and temperature to fit your oven. Do remember, different thicknesses of bacon cook at different speeds. Don't assume that just because you know exactly how to cook a specific brand of bacon that it will be the same for all of them. I've even found that bacon can vary in thickness between packages of what is supposed to be the same brand and style of bacon. Thank you for coming to class today. Do you have another way that you prefer to cook your bacon? Let me know down in the comment section below. Hope you all have a great week. God bless. Class dismissed.